bienvenidos once again, which obviously just kind of fits that introduction.
Didn't even blink. I was like, yep, this is what's happening.
I
don't know.
Joe Soy Levi.
Malama Nick.
It's Two Beards Podcast.
Sure is.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
For your first time. I don't know.
Also, thanks.
I don't know. We're drinking Stone's Buenaveza salt and lime lager. They did something really creative here and combined bueno, which means good, and cerveza, which means beer, because it's good beer.
It's a pretty good, it's a pretty good beer though. They rightfully named it.
Nick's had it before. I haven't had it, so I'm just gonna dig in. Oh, and then we also have what I've been calling basic bitch margaritas because
Wonderful.
I don't know.
It's fitting.
Well, no, it's fitting.
Yeah,
but I don't know how I describe to a potential stranger what I mean by basic bitch, because you'd think it's like really basic ingredients. No, there's actually a pretty good tequila in there.
Well, as far as the number of ingredients, it's simplistic.
Yeah, it's a 3-ingredient margarita, no salted rim, no bells and whistles, if you will. It's just tequila, lime, and orange liqueur, and in this case, triple sec, because dry curacao is expensive, and it's a basic bitch margarita. Who cares?
Honestly, yeah, no, that's tasty, man.
In my opinion, if you're gonna make a basic bitch margarita, you shouldn't skimp on the tequila though, because you're gonna get a lot of tequila flavors.
Absolutely.
If you're doing if you're adding like cilantro or jalapeno or mezcal, then you have some freedom, but feel like you want a decent tequila.
It's pretty bare, yeah. So a lot of that flavor is shining through, and yeah, I just thoroughly enjoy the one you've got here. That's quite tasty.
Okay. So,
yes,
one thing I'm concerned about, it's brewed with salt and lime.
Yes. Do they say that?
Yeah, brewed with just the right amount of lime and sea salt. It's everything a lager should be: crisp, refreshing, and full of flavor.
So I think, and I'll just tell you while you're even drinking it, I think this is amazing. I think it is very refreshing. I've actually really enjoyed this. I went through 8 of them too fast and was like, fuck, I got to save the last 4.
Yeah.
So, you also did this in a horrible order. You really should have had a sip of that before the margarita.
Yeah, I just really wanted to
I get it.
sip it down a little bit.
I get it, yeah.
I made more margarita than I thought I would. I overshook a little bit, so it's a little diluted and whatever.
Hey.
Yeah, so maybe that is part of it, doing it in the wrong order. But I do think, even though it is brewed with sea salt and lime,
Yeah.
I wouldn't be mad about a fresh lime in there.
Oh, yeah. No, I wouldn't either.
I was concerned because I was like, it's brewed with salt and lime. Don't need to add lime to it. But I can taste the salt. I can.
You know what's funny is I didn't until I drank the margarita. And then when I went back to it, I'm like, oh, actually, the salt is really shining through right now.
Yeah.
Which is pretty funny.
And then the other thing, it's not as light as I thought it was going to be.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I was picturing something much more bright.
Yeah, it's a little hearty.
Yeah, it is.
Like, it's refreshing, which is interesting that it is as hearty as it is, but I still think it's pretty refreshing.
Like, I was thinking Corona,
right?
And this is, dude, I don't know enough Mexican beers to really say.
This is
Tecate.
Yeah, this is a little closer to a Modelo than it is a Corona.
I wouldn't go that far, but
I just mean as far as like
hardiness, maybe.
Yeah.
Taste-wise, not.
No, not taste-wise.
Not at all.
No, not at all.
Interesting.
What do you think, though?
Okay, this is
Okay. I haven't read this. What are you laughing at here?
love the label.
Okay.
In 1996, Stone Brewing was founded in San Diego County, just minutes from the border. Since then, influence from our southern neighbors has enriched and inspired us on our undying mission to brew bold, flavorful beers.
Okay.
One such inspiration is Stone
I believe it is pronounced
Zakovica,
Zakovica. I believe.
but it's also a cerveza. Okay. Our Imperial Stout, originally released in 2014, to bring the rich, complex flavors of Mexican hot chocolate to beer. It's with mucho gusto that we now follow with our take on a classic lager that is similarly inspired and tasty, Stone Buenaveza Salt and Lime Lager. Okay, so I think what they mean is one such beer brewed from the inspiration of their southern neighbors.
Yeah.
Was born Stone Zakovica.
Oh, yeah.
But it sounds like an inspiration was their own beer.
It is exactly what it sounds like.
It sounds like
yes.
They were inspired by their own beer and their southern neighbors to make this.
That is what that sounds like, honestly, which is hilarious. And maybe
that's why I was laughing.
Maybe they were.
I brewed such a good beer, it inspired me.
Good for you, man.
Wow.
Glad you broke the cycle.
I don't think I would get there. Like that requires a certain amount of arrogance that I try to have.
Sure, but don't think I typically do.
That's on a good day, maybe.
Maybe.
A really good day.
And even then, there's a bit of acting in there.
Yeah, there's some convincing myself.
Exactly.
But to write on your own label that you were inspired by your own beer.
Yeah.
I don't think that's what they mean, by the way.
Probably not, yeah.
I'm pretty sure they mean like one of the inspirations was that beer and another inspiration was this beer, but...
Yeah. Yeah, I hate that beer, by the way. It's weird. Have you had it?
No, because it doesn't sound like a beer I'd like.
It's fucking weird. It is spicy hot chocolate stout.
And I just don't want that.
No, it's not.
Personally.
I don't love it at all.
I don't mind Mexican hot chocolate, though. I will say that. But it has to be in the right context. Like, in a beer is not the right context, in my opinion.
I might like it if you put alcohol in it, but I've had it by itself and I don't like it.
No.
Yeah, it's not for me. I've also just have never really been a fan of like Mexican spicy candy, too. Like, the spicy and sweet is like
not for you.
Yes, typically not for me.
Hot take. I just don't really like hot chocolate though.
Yeah, no, I get that for you.
Yeah, I'm like, what's the point?
It's just very, very rich. So it's like after I'm done drinking this liquid, I'm thirsty again.
Well, I just think like it's not hot chocolate when you use milk. And that's weird because milk is just so much better in hot chocolate than water.
Wait.
It's true. It's a fact. Hot chocolate's made with water. I don't know what to tell you.
Why?
I don't know. Like, that's what I'm saying. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I've always used milk growing up. And then I watched Renee pour water and I'm like, what are you doing?
That's normal.
I'm like, what are you doing? And she's like, making hot chocolate. I'm like, you fucked up. We got milk in the fridge you could be using and you could have had a much better time.
So on that path of reasoning, I just think, if you want a nice hot chocolate, then get a mocha.
Ooh, yeah, that's fair. Yeah. And then there's coffee in there, which is also delicious.
Yeah.
That's a fair point.
Kind of balances out the sweetness.
Yeah.
And like a good mocha, not like a
Starbucks.
I don't know what those are.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll do an iced mocha from Starbucks with an extra shot of espresso in it. Because without that extra shot, it is just chocolate milk.
The dilution in the coffee will help reduce the chocolatiness. Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah. So, but yeah, their normal mochas is just like burnt fucking chocolate, hot chocolate. It's gross.
Her normal mochas are just hot chocolate with some caffeine pills.
Yum.
Sweet.
Good for you. But
so you guys are probably wondering, because we mention often, ABV 4.7. IBUs, don't know. Original gravity, don't know. Final gravity, don't know. Calories, don't know. Malts, still not sure. Yeast, don't know. Hops, Liberty.
Do we know that?
I know that.
Okay.
That's I know two things: 4.7% and brewed with Liberty hops, salt, and lime.
There you go. There you have it. That's fun. Liberty hops. That's a new one for me, or at the very least, don't see it often at all. Yeah. But so, fun fact. I don't remember if I told you or not, but so we went to Stone in Escondido when we went to San Diego the other day, and by the other day, I mean the other week. By the other week, I mean a few months ago. And you actually were scaring me there. I was like, what the fuck are you doing? Because I saw a thing in there, and I was just thinking the top was off for some reason. So, but
Top's always off, buddy.
Sure. Exactly. Preferred method. But so I had it at Stone on draft, and
This guy?
yeah.
Okay.
And it's better in the bottle.
Yeah, so I was actually thinking, because it does come in cans as well. Yep. Weird. And I was thinking, as I was researching this beer, as I do, that you had bottles and not cans.
Like you just figured I did.
No, I wanted you to.
Oh, okay.
I was like,
Yeah.
So, my preferred Mexican lager is Pacifico.
Oh, yeah.
I more than often find it in cans, and that's not bad, but it's kind of a pain in the ass to put a lime in.
Yeah.
And I like the whole song and dance of posting up a little lime wedge up on top of the bottle until you're ready to drink it, pop it in, and
I'm with you.
like that's I don't know, maybe it's just like Corona has propagandized my brain into thinking like that's how you drink this style of beer. I don't know.
I mean, drink it however you want. Drink whatever beer you want.
Yeah, of course.
As long as it's a Corona. You know? So. Watched watched half of Fast 5 last night.
Yeah, it kind of pissed me off that I didn't see that's where you were going, and you didn't help because you said however you want, and that's
well
not
because
I know.
Yeah, so I had to. Take
I just was on. I was on a path of like, yeah, of course,
right.
Like, drink whatever you want,
and then you got digged in. You're like, oh god damn it. Yeah, I watched half of 5 last night, and
how was it?
So good. It's been too long. I actually started 4, and I was like, I kind of watched this a little too recently, so then I went to 5.
I mean, the 4 has. I have my issues with 4. I realized.
Oh, okay.
Because 4 is where all the escalation happens.
It is. Absolutely.
So the meme is always like they just get crazier and crazier every movie. That's not actually what happens. 1 and 2. Very normal.
Very normal.
I don't count Tokyo Drift.
But also very normal, especially for
there's some weird Japan stuff going on.
But that's
like,
what I was gonna say.
Driving and everything, very normal.
Especially for Japan. That's what I was gonna say. For Japan, it's very normal. Like you know.
And then 4 starts off really normal to where like Paul Walker needs some extra cash and he raises the stakes on a street race. And they're like, and he kind of baits him into it.
Wait.
In the very beginning.
No.
Right?
You might be thinking of like 6.
No.
4 starts off with them in like Mexico or whatever.
No, I know, but Paul Walker's not
Paul
there.
Walker's. Okay.
Yeah,
Sorry,
Paul Walker's back in the FBI.
Yes, right.
And Dom is on the run, and it first starts off with the fucking oil truck, which doesn't make any sense.
Well, that's what I was thinking. I was like, it actually starts off like kind of crazy. Like it starts normal because they're like, the car's going up to the truck.
Okay, but I'll give it that scene a pass because I'm like, okay, they're bringing you in.
Yeah, okay.
Right? They're like bringing you into the movie.
Yeah.
Paul Walker's back in the FBI. He's like street racing. They raise the stakes and people are like, and then they convince him. And then like, it just keeps just keeps going
Yep.
the entire time.
Yep.
And then by the time Fast 5 comes around, you're like, yeah, none of this is implausible now because you've just brought us to a point. So the meme really should be Fast 4.
Honestly.
They fucked, like, they
took you somewhere immediately.
And then they couldn't leave.
Yeah, they couldn't leave because the stakes are now too high. They only had to raise them from there. Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, because, I mean, so in 5, you have the gang bringing down the Mecca lord of anything illegal in all of the entire, basically, they say Rio, but it's, I mean, basically the whole fucking country, Brazil.
Like a week after they got there.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And then, is it 7 where they like literally fly the fucking cars from building to building? Or is that,
I think
that's
so.
7.
I think so. And then, I mean, 6 is the world's longest runway.
Yep.
And the whole, you know, oh, I bet you didn't expect this. I'm actually fucking her. And you're like, I mean, I knew something was gonna happen.
Kind of thought so, actually.
Yeah,
I kind of did.
Makes
think
a lot
that.
of sense.
Yeah.
No, you didn't. It's a huge twist.
Yep, you're right. I'll keep watching.
Get on your plane.
Yep, exactly. You're running out of runway. Oh wait, no, you're not. Love those movies.
Yeah, they're the best.
Yeah, I'm a bit sad because I'm with you. I'm not gonna go see 9 in theaters.
No, it's just
no. But I really want to see it.
I'm excited too.
Yeah,
I really need to rewatch 8.
Yeah.
I really need to rewatch 7 and 8.
I really need to rewatch 7. I remember. Oh god, I'm gonna cry at 7. Let me tell you what. Oh man. So I started so after I was thinking about watching the Fast, I just like was randomly YouTubing just like random shit and like looking some of these people up. And would you want to hear something sad that I feel like probably most people might know, maybe half, I don't know. I didn't know that Tyrese was first and foremost a singer. Didn't know that. It makes sense because everybody's a fucking like rap artist or singer in these movies.
Yep.
But didn't put 2 and 2 together. Just kind of thought he was that was the first Too Fast Too Furious was the first time I ever saw him, and I was like, oh yeah, he's an actor. Yeah, he is now.
Sure is. Good for him.
Yeah, good for him. He's a pretty good actor, actually, too.
Yeah.
So
I mean, yeah,
he's pretty good. I feel like I saw him in a war film. I can't remember what that was.
War film.
Yeah, I feel like he was in a war film that I saw. Maybe I'm pretty positive. Oh,
You could be right. I don't know.
yeah, I'll have to look it up. I'll have to look up what he's in, and I'll let you know. Cause yeah, I swear he's like in some war film that I saw. That was like he's a goof, but he's like more of a serious role, and I was like, hey, I did pretty good. So
I feel like you're right. Now that I feel like you're right.
Right, like you can picture him in like a military uniform.
I don't know what I'm picturing him in, but I think you're right.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. But anyways, yeah, I totally. And then so what happened was I was on his Instagram and he'd like posted a video of that stupid fucking show, the Masked Singer or whatever.
No.
So there's a stupid fucking show where famous people put on like costumes to where you can't see them at all, and they sing, and then these judges have to guess who it is, and they're like famous people who are, or trying to guess who it is.
Like famous singers, or like just anyone
Yes.
can be like masked.
Right. Yeah. Oh, anyone, because sometimes they suck. Like sometimes they're horrible, sometimes they're terrible. So.
That sounds like a horrible TV show.
Yeah, no, I've never seen it. Don't want to see it because it sounds fucking horrible. But so he posted a video of that, and I was like, but the guy was amazing. So I was like, oh man, who is this guy? And so I looked him up. I'm like, no fuck, it's him. Oh, makes sense why he posted it. but I had
thought you were going totally different.
Yeah, no, it's him. It's just him. And so I was like, so that's how I found out. I had no idea that he was like a singer, like in the 90s and early 2000s and whatnot. He was pretty popular, I guess. So,
he was in Transformers.
You know what? I guarantee you that's what I'm thinking of. I guarantee that's what I'm thinking, because
he's left cheek guy, right?
Left cheek.
Yeah, well, right in the beginning, they're in a firefight, and he's like, "Where's your wallet?"
Yep.
Left cheek, left cheek, left cheek.
Yeah. Yes. Yep. 100%. Because it's him and who's the other famous dude is in the terrible, but I loved the show Las Vegas.
I don't even know what that show is, to be honest.
Yeah, no, it's bad. It's a show about a casino and all the people who work there. So you have like bouncers and just the owner, casino workers, fucking whores. Yeah.
He was also in Annapolis. I forgot about that.
Annapolis. What is that one? That's
with James Franco, and it's like the Navy and like at an academy called Annapolis.
Yeah, so he's done a few.
Yeah.
Few soldier roles there. Is it called Vegas? Oh shit, I spelt it wrong.
You spell it Vegas.
Yeah. Josh Duhamel. Yeah, that's the
guy who gets the wallet from.
Yes.
His
so
left cheek.
So that's what I'm thinking is those two dudes in Transformers. They're like in a war zone in Afghanistan or whatever. That's the scene I was picturing.
And he's in Vegas.
Josh Duhamel is in Las Vegas.
LA to Vegas.
No, just they
not seeing it on here. So
see, the dude like owns it. He's in charge of security.
Oh, now
this chick
this
is a
older.
fucking prostitute. No, it's old. Yeah, it's old. Okay.
This is like
Transformers
was towards the end of his Las Vegas career, if you will.
Yeah. Somehow it was a stepping stone to a very successful
I'm just
movie.
looking through photos and
Josh Duhamel or
of Las Vegas.
It's bad.
And I don't want to watch it.
No, it's bad. It
looks really bad.
It is bad, but also like it's one of those like horrible drama shows where you're like,
yeah,
kind of need to see what happens next.
See, the thing is, I don't have that gene, which is like a lot of good and a lot of bad.
Sure.
I'm like, no, I can just leave this where it's at.
Which is funny because that takes some digging into your personality to get there, because you are a very committal and upset to the point of obsessive person, typically, with most things. So it really takes more digging into your personality to figure out why you are that way with shows.
Well, I think it's that I am really confident in what I like and what I don't like.
Yeah, I get that.
So I'm like even if something is like cringy to me, but it's like a likable cringe. Like it sounds like this show is to you. Like you're like, clearly this is bad, but there's a part of me that enjoys it. There's like a part of me on those shows that I'm like, I'm just not.
Yeah.
It's just not me at all.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, you have those. You have your shows that are like that.
Oh yeah, Buffy.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. That's like first and foremost right there.
Except that it's fantastic.
Exactly. Yeah. You're very double-sided with it. Where you're like, oh yeah, cringe, fucking overload, but it's also fucking amazing at the same time. So, man,
I started watching the show. Billions
on what?
Millions and billions and billions of dollars. So it's a Stars show, I believe, or Showtime.
Okay,
one of the two. I don't know.
Sure, one of those.
Some of those.
Yeah, one of them sexy time networks.
Yeah, lots of tits and stuff.
Yep.
Don't drop a lot of dong though. Mostly just tits. Interesting.
You sound a little more disappointed than one might hope for, but go on.
but it's also on Amazon Prime,
Oh, okay, nice.
so that's where I'm watching it.
Yep.
It's pretty good.
What is give me like an overlaying premise here. Who's in it too? If I even know, or if you know.
You know the main character, but he has
I can
like
look it up. I can look it up while you're explaining what the show is about.
He has the most forgettable name to me.
Okay.
In the world, I don't know why. And that guy is the Attorney General of New York, or something. No, he's not an Attorney General. He's District Attorney of New York.
Do you know his character name?
No.
Everyone watching the show, I don't fucking know any of these guys, bro.
Yeah, you do. Paul Giamatti.
The name sounds familiar, but when I saw him, oh no, wait,
Yeah.
yep, now I see him now. So in the picture,
picture is bad.
he's
The
like
picture-
very fat in the picture, and I'm like, I don't
he
know
is-
this guy.
He is very fat now.
Well, sure, yeah, but then I saw this like clip, and I was like, oh no, I know him. Yeah, I know him.
He's a district attorney, and they mostly focus on like financial crimes on like Wall Street, and the other main character that's the antagonist is probably the best way to put it. I wouldn't say he's the bad guy, but he's definitely the foil to this character.
Right.
He's a hedge fund manager, and does some skirts the law and some insider trading, we'll say. So it's kind of a dramatic filled battle. It's fun to watch.
Yeah.
One of the things that I like about it is that the hedge fund manager is, perceived as the bad guy because he's the antagonist. But I was kind of unexcited for the first couple episodes because it's very like, oh, justice.
Right.
And then you see a lot of the characters that prescribe justice working for the government as performing like very shady things for very like personal motives. And it's like, okay, now like who is the bad guy here?
Right.
Really?
Well, obviously the government, but
I have my own opinions, but
what is the show depicting?
To me, the show leaves it as very much a gray area, at least as far as I've gotten in the show. And I was like, I enjoy that.
Yeah, I like that too. I like when shows do that.
Leave it morally ambiguous so you can decide what you perceive on the issue.
Well, and what's artful about that is how different people can like cling to different characters.
Yeah.
And that's just amazing writing because that's not easy to do.
Well, yeah, exactly. And I think it is so much more representative of life in general. Like you can,
Agreed.
We've all been on Twitter. People hold the weirdest fucking views on shit.
Yeah.
And you can believe that they are shitty ass people for holding shitty ass views, but they hold them nonetheless. And that's what I like about the show. People could be looking at Paul Giamatti's character and being like, he's the best guy in the world, and he absolutely needs to crack down on billionaires and get them whatever way they could. And you could be me and being like, he's a piece of shit.
This is a perfect segue. This never happens. This is a perfect segue. The memes about Jeff Bezos just blowing up.
Mm-hmm.
I
thought I had a good meme.
Okay, go on.
Oh, just what I sent you when I said, people be like, if we abolish government, who's going to build the roads? Billionaire goes to space.
Yeah, man, I don't like here's my only question for people shitting on him, right? If you had the chance,
Oh, of course.
if you ever had the
of
chance
course. Tomorrow.
to go to space,
Today.
would you do that? Oh, that'd be so cool.
I'll drive up to Blue Origin right now.
I would
Fuck
love.
yeah.
I would love. I've always wanted to. Then what the fuck you on about?
Yeah.
Then what the fuck? I just like. It boils down to me that
I get some of like the libertarian sentiments where they're like,
that I have not heard yet. If you
So,
could expand upon
a
that.
lot of it's just that Amazon has received a fuck ton of money from the government, and they work closely with the government and
Really?
a lot of
I
stuff.
don't think I realized that.
Yeah, I mean, when you're like at that level, it just
Sure. Well, right. Yeah, of course, they want to work with you because
Yeah.
because they want you putting money in their pockets.
yeah. So it's like a
yeah.
jerk each other off situation here.
Sure. Yeah. So that makes sense.
So I get that sense of it. So like a lot, like the libertarian thing is like, okay, like Amazon would never have gotten this big without any
their own.
competition without the government, which I think is like somewhat valid.
Sure.
Probably.
Oh no, yeah, I would agree to that. But then you look at the Democratic aspect, and all they're focused on is he is so grossly rich, and others are so grossly poor, and he's going to space.
Yeah, go make $1 billion and give it away. Seriously, go do it.
Yeah. Please.
Provide such an amazing service that I will give you a yearly subscription. I'll even help you
Yeah.
make $1 billion once you're providing a great service that I find useful in my everyday life. I will help you grow to $1 billion. And guess what? I, like Jeff Bezos, will not judge you for however you decide to use it. You want to go to space? Great. You want to get your own submarine and be the person that's went to the deepest part of the ocean? Fucking fantastic. You want to end world hunger as you see that it could just be done with the problem of money?
You know what's funny?
Yeah, go do it. I'll be happy to support you.
You know what's fucking funny about it is how arbitrary the set value that people start judging you on is.
Yeah.
It's 100% just based on a feeling that someone says, "Oh, but they just make too much money. Nobody needs that much money." But I'm like, you weren't saying that 5 years ago when they were also still making a fuck ton of money. So like, where's this arbitrary line that you're setting? And who the fuck are you to decide what anybody does with their fucking money?
Well, yeah, it's like,
and what
how I pose it is like,
Sorry,
okay,
go ahead.
okay. So say we have this imaginary person, we'll call them Sam.
I was gonna say Clint, but all right.
Clint.
Okay.
And Clint is talking to us, and say we're a couple of rich dudes, and you have $500 million, and I have $500 million.
Okay.
And he is like, billionaires should not exist because that's just evidence of the oppression of people. And with that, I would like to end my keynote speak of this beer that I've brewed, and I'm looking for investors. And you and I both decide to invest of our own free volition to each invest all of our money, $500 million each. He is now a billionaire. Did he oppress us in that scenario because he now has $1 billion?
Is he now upset? Is he trying to get rid of all this money he now has?
Does he just pop out of existence because he shouldn't exist because he has $1 billion? Like, I get the argument, like from the libertarian perspective, where you're like, with government, no organization can likely grow to this place where a person can have $1 billion. I don't know that that's true, but I understand the perspective. But then it's like, stop fucking attacking the person.
Yeah.
Attack the fucking government.
Exactly. Yeah. The person who had a good fucking idea that everyone loved, that you like. Also, that's the other thing. You're all shitting on Jeff Bezos for. Have you ever fucking bought anything off of Amazon?
I did.
Oh, that's right. Shut the fuck up then. Shut the fuck up. Yeah, me too. Yeah. Shut the fuck. You literally can't fucking say shit if you've bought.
I agree.
I'm telling you right now, if you've bought anything off Amazon, shut the fuck up about this.
Well, here's the funny thing. They're just being oppressed.
Jesus. I just felt like I'm being forced to buy something from them. Jesus Christ.
Well, we were that's the thing that blew my mind, was that a lot of people got really upset about Amazon being very profitable over 2020 and into 2021.
Yeah.
And like, this is crazy. Like, we're in the middle of a pandemic. How are billionaires making profit? And it's like, well, I don't know. Maybe it's because the government locked you in your homes, closed all these stores, closed all local businesses, and you were forced to order from Amazon because you couldn't leave your house. I don't know. Maybe that's why. I don't know. Maybe. That's just my idea, though.
Fucking got him.
And then you were, jerking off over everyone locking down, being fucking Karen, yelling at anyone with a mask on, while complaining about billionaires getting richer. So,
all right,
I'm over here I want to go to space.
All right, I'm gonna need you to cut that clip so I can fucking post that shit somewhere. That's a need, not a want, Levi. That's a need. Jesus Christ, that's fucking gold. Like, man, yeah,
me too. I just want to go to space.
Yeah, I would love to go to space. That'd be so fucking rad, man. Wish I had that much money to go to space. I would not give it to charity, and I would go to space. One of the
astronauts now is the oldest person to ever be in space oldest person to be in space. She was on the Blue Origin ship with Jeff Bezos. I heard by someone familiar, and then I read an article that she gave him a poor review as well. 2 out of 5 stars. She wasn't happy about it.
About going to space with him?
Yep.
Oh. Was it because of him? Was it the rocket?
I didn't really read the article,
okay.
But like
sure.
the quick headlines I perused through was that like it was a short trip, but I really think it was just like to get on the Jeff Bezos hating.
Oh, well, I'll tell you right
even
now
though
why
she had enough money to do it.
I'll tell you. Yeah, I'll tell you
not
right now. It was a short trip. There was nothing really accomplished other than the fact that
they did some somersaults. I want to do some somersaults in space.
I would love to do that. Other than Jeff Bezos going to space with the company that he founded, not really anything like scientifically accomplished by doing that, right? Like it's really just like, I mean, other than the fact that, hey, we're going to have to expand outside of Earth eventually. So like,
sure. But I think like, I think part of it was that like, it doesn't make any sense because obviously like this was planned months and months ahead of time.
Well, years,
approved
right?
by however many government agencies. Yeah, I know, but like months ahead of time of like
launch time.
Hey, you're going to be launching up for this amount of time. You're going to be in free whatever anti-gravity. I don't know what the term is for X amount of time. Then we're going to head back down. Like you had the chance to back out if you're like, oh, I don't want to be in space.
Yeah.
Even though I don't think it's space for 11 minutes. Like I don't know how you go through with that and being like, oh, 2 out of 5 when like you clearly knew that was the plan.
Right. Exactly.
And then the other, like to your like scientific thing, I view this as less of like a huge accomplishment and I view it more of a plane ride.
Yeah.
You can go on planes and there's an OK Go music video of this where they take a parabolic flight pattern and at certain points just based off of the flights dipping in their speed and everything, you are actually experiencing a lack of gravity.
Yeah.
So it's like in that case too, it's like there's no scientific discovery. You're experiencing something cool, and I would
fucking
love
awesome
to do one of those flights as well.
Be sick.
So I'm like, to me, like the Jeff Bezos thing, I hope it gets so normalized that's like a parabolic flight. It's even cheaper than that, I hope.
That'd be awesome. That'd be so sick.
I'm down.
And again, like to normalize it for a privatized company outside of the government only helps push forward the idea of us expanding our like colonizing outside of Earth.
Yeah, these style of tours are going to make safer and more consistent spaceships, basically. It's going to create a marketplace for people to spend money and to build better technology for space travel.
Because even NASA, I have this very vivid memory, 2003, on my birthday, the Columbia, it blew up, you know? I mean...
Not that long ago.
Right, not that long ago at all. And that was the government, that was NASA. You know, their sole fucking job is to send shit to space. And they had a fuck up. So yeah, no, absolutely having having, a privatized company do something like this is only going to, further set regulations and make it more normalized and make it safer. So I'm with you.
Well, and I just think like so many people view money in general as like a fixed thing. Like money is just fixed, and it's just not.
That's hilarious. You're right, but it's hilarious.
That's not how things work. So it's like if you just think, oh, then we should just put a bunch of money into sustainable living on Earth instead of trying to leave Earth. It's like you don't understand how markets work. You don't understand how macroeconomics work. And I just think you're hopeless. So,
well, I'll be honest about my.
Actually, I don't think you're hopeless. Read Economics in One Lesson by Henry Hazlitt, and then you can see what I think.
Yeah, right. Or at very least, then
you don't have to agree with what I think. You can just understand.
Make your own opinion after that. Yeah. At least make an educated opinion then after that. But no, I'll be honest about my situation. Like, my whole life, like working pretty much dead end jobs, having no money. I mean, my parents were fine. Like, we got by, but, pretty much just not having money my whole life. And I had always held the opinion basically like, yeah, oh no, fuck billionaires. Right. And then now I'm at a point where I can actually make a living and have extra money where I'm like, oh shit, this is like the first time in my life where I have money. This is really weird. And I don't know if it's due to that or at the very least, I'm sure that had an influence on my opinion change, but like my opinion completely changed about people that have money. Completely changed.
Yeah, you go to work and work your ass off. I mean, you worked like way longer days than you probably ever did today.
Yeah, right.
And then someone that you don't even know will vote to take more of your money from you with the threat of locking you in the cage if you don't. And you're like, what?
No. Don't want that, please. What is this system we live in? Oh, right. It's our government. Forgot about that. Silly me. Yeah, man. But even just the extent, like, again, just Jeff Bezos, I'm like, it's your fucking money. Do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah.
You have this.
I'd go to space.
Yeah. You take some girl who works for less than minimum wage at a Chili's and she goes out and buys a fucking blouse that she doesn't need. You gonna fucking judge her for that? No. Nope. It's the same fucking thing. It's the same fucking thing.
And listen, look around you and compare to 30, 40 years ago and the technology that they had then versus the technology that we had then or have now. And look at price differences.
Yeah.
Across the board, generally, prices have gone down for like things like a refrigerator,
taking into consideration inflation, even
for computers, for like look at your fucking cell phone. Like the private market has driven our quality of life and our access to quality of life to the point that you and I can do this for no money.
Right.
Yeah. Like that's all been driven by the private market. It's been driven by people like Jeff Bezos pushing the bounds of what of the private market that we don't yet understand.
How much of this is from Amazon, right? And if not all of it.
And 100 years from now, because Jeff Bezos has shown it's possible for normal people to venture into space, what's the market going to look like in 100 years? We might be going to Mars. I don't know.
Dude, I say every time this comes up, I just point to the expanse and like it's a show. How realistic is that experience? It honestly is. It's honestly one of the most realistic like sci-fi shows I've ever seen.
Yeah, I have my own issues with Amazon and Jeff Bezos and being partnered with the government and all that stuff. But when I see that like this monumental thing for a human experience and technology getting to a place where that's normal.
Yeah.
I just think I'm so excited for where the future is going.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Should we rate this beer? We really got into it, so
Yeah,
yeah.
we should.
Yeah.
How's it look?
Like Mexico.
How's it smell? I bet it smells salty.
Honestly, it kind of hoppy.
That's really difficult.
It's not the easiest thing I've ever done.
I'm gonna eye tilt it, and then I'm gonna.
Kind of hoppy, am I wrong?
Yeah, you're wrong.
Okay.
You gotta do the eye tilt
All
and
right.
get it to the edge, and then go for this.
I'll get some edging going on.
It's a Corona on the breach with some sea breeze.
I got the sea breeze. I guess I got the Corona.
You still
early.
sticking with hops? All right.
I'll say no. Yeah, sea breeze Corona. Yeah. Yep. Nailed it. Sea breeze hoppy Corona. Fucking nailed that one. Yeah.
Taste, I would say. I might say the same thing.
I think it completely mirrors that. Yep. Accurate.
So I'm gonna copy this.
Yep.
And then I'm gonna add a little bit here.
Go on.
Oops.
Interesting.
With a wee maltiness.
Okay. Oh, I read that as an F. So I read like maleficness.
Yeah, maltiness.
Yes, I'll agree to that for sure.
Because that's that Modelo, like a little bit thicker texture that we are talking about.
Definitely. Which brings us to feel. Bit thicker than your normal Mexican lager.
Yeah.
So, but bubbly and.
But this
Nice.
leads me to my critique of this beer.
Oh no! Go on.
Didn't work. Oh, it did work.
Kind of. Yeah.
If you brew it with salt and lime,
Yeah.
I expect
Go on.
it to be limier. Because I was under the impression, right? I was like, because when you first told me
Yes.
Buenaveza, it's Stone's take on cerveza, I was like, oh, we should bring some lime wedges. And then I was reading the description.
And you were like,
It was
wait,
brewed-
no.
No, I can't. I don't want to ruin the experience that they've already developed. And then I taste it and I'm like, actually, this could have used some fresh lime.
So yeah, hear me out. Maybe it doesn't need more lime in the beer. Maybe
Correct.
we just overcompensated for the experience. Like
No, they don't state it. I think that's actually a critique.
That's fair. They should say goes great with the lime.
We talk about this a lot, that the packaging of beers and how they describe their beers, and frankly, and I know this is a legal thing, the type of beer that they say. There's a lot of times where we drink IPAs and we're like,
Yeah.
this should be a pale ale, or we drink a pale, and they're like, yeah, if someone really likes pale ales, this would be really hoppy for them, that kind of thing.
And we've said that on pints, but I don't think we've said
Yeah.
that on podcasts yet.
Okay.
If people don't or do whatever, I don't fucking know. But yeah, where we were talking with Todd from E9 one of these days about one of the beers where it was listed as a pale ale, but we're like, this is like an IPA, right, dude? Like, what's going on here? And he's like, honestly, it's a legal issue. He stated that for X, I think it's the percentage, right? ABV?
Yeah, ABV.
Yeah. So due to the ABV of the beer, they legally have, since they package it, they had to list it. Or was it vice versa? Did they list it as an IPA and it should have been a pale ale? Maybe that's what it was.
No. They package it as a pale ale because of the ABV.
But we feel like it tastes more like an IPA.
It was a really hot. I think it was Little Guitar, which is on pints.
Okay.
I think it was Little Guitar, anyways. Yeah, and it's very hop forward, very hoppy, and it's like right on the edge. I think he said 6%.
Something like that.
Like 6% turns it into an IPA or something like that, or maybe it's 6.1. I don't know.
And they were like just
Little
under
Guitar
that.
was like 5.8 or something.
Yeah.
So it was like really right on the edge. But when we were drinking, we were like, man, this is like really hop forward. I didn't really expect, and it was hazy because it's E9.
Yeah.
Like I didn't expect this.
That's what it was, because we were like, oof, for a pale ale, this is very hazy.
Yeah.
And he was like, sorry, we would love to call it an IPA, but we can't.
Yeah.
Or a hazy IPA.
So I think you you and I hold it in high importance on how beers are labeled and how they are described, because I think that is the first impression someone gets of your beer before it even touches your lips.
Yep.
So when you describe it as a salt and lime lager and it really needs a lime, I think that's a valid critique in my mind. If maybe on their box or on their label they should say like serve with fresh lime.
Well, and hear me out,
right? I don't know why you would be afraid of saying like, hey, this beer that we made is best enjoyed with a lime. Like, I don't know why you'd be upset about that.
I think for XYZ reason, and in 2021, as a large company, they probably have every right to be scared. I think they were scared to call it a Mexican lager for some reason.
Okay.
That's what I think. Because I think you call this a Mexican lager, and then you could say on your little spiel, brewed with salt and lime, and then even go to the extra distance to say, goes great with a lime wedge.
Yeah,
I think they were scared to call it a Mexican lager.
Is it Georgetown that says on their can like
yeah,
best served cold or something?
They literally say like best served cold. They literally say warm beer sucks.
Yeah, warm beer sucks.
Yeah.
I think if they did that kind of thing, like you know, buy some fresh lime, whatever it is, right? Like, and then I think then you set the expectation appropriately, and you're informing your customer how to best serve their beer. I think there's some value to that. I think people don't always know what they're getting either. So if you want to help people enjoy their beer, you should instruct them how to best serve it. Now, they could disagree. They could be like, this is exactly limey. You could think that too. This is my personal take on it.
Sure. Yeah. Again, I think there was some timid vibes being thrown on how they labeled this completely, you know?
Yeah.
So I think that's what happened personally.
I'm good to rate it. I don't know if you are.
I'm... Yeah, I'm good.
I'm giving it a 3.5. Wow. Great.
Wow. Okay. All right.
I was teetering on because I think you're going to rate it higher.
Mm-hmm.
I was teetering on 3.5 to 3.8 personally.
Okay.
The lime is a big hit to me.
Interesting.
I think it could probably be, I could see it being up into the low fours with a lime.
Well, this kind of gets into a point further down our list with the concept of the beer, right?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I think you, me speaking for you, you would say they definitely, you know, they check marked the list on completing their concept.
Concept is there.
But like at the same time, you probably needed a little bit more of a push forward to execute it a little better.
Yeah. I think this beer, so what I would tweak, the lime is the big tweak for me, and,
Sure.
and it's going to make a big difference in the flavors that they have going on because of the maltiness. having the aroma of the lime and the sweetness, it's really going to balance that out. It's really going to liven up the beer with the maltiness compared to like a Corona. It's not very bright, and when I think Mexican beer, I think bright. I think Pico de Gallo. I think like fresh fresh fish beach tacos with the Pico de Gallo. I think jalapeno. I think habanero. I think spicy and sweet and all. I think really bright, vibrant flavors. And you look at their fucking label, which is beautiful, and you think very vibrant. And then I drink this beer, and I think this is a little thick, maltier and thicker than I want a Mexican beer to be, or a Mexican lager to be. Excuse me. And I think the lime is going to drastically change my perception on that, both aromatic and taste, the sugars and everything.
Yeah.
So it's in the fact that they don't mention that, at least on the bottle or anything I was reading. Yeah. And then they further say that by like, I assumed I shouldn't add it because they said brewed with salt and lime.
Right.
I was like, yeah, I think you're really missing out on the things that push this into a top tier. Now, if I put a lime in here, if I had some Pico de Gallo fresh made chips in front of me,
some guac.
Oh,
God, that's all that. Well, the second you started listing off the things earlier, I'm like, my mouth started watering thinking of guac with this beer.
Then I'd be down. I think this beer is really good. I think the salt was a good addition. I agree. See that like beachy flavor. We talked about sea breeze. It really does bring that to my mind. So again, I think it's in that great category. I think it's really good.
Yeah.
But I think the lime thing is a major drawback for me.
I get that. No, I totally get that completely. And I think if they could make this beer, flavor wise the exact same, don't even need to add more lime, just like same exact flavor, but like lighten the texture a bit, like make it a little bit more crisp.
You haven't told us your rating, by the way.
You've got a winner.
Just want to let you know.
You've got a winner. No, I know. I'm kind of piggybacking off of your comments here. So, I am going to go far higher. I am going to go 4.4.
Yeah,
and so that puts that in the amazing, awesome category. I 4.5 crossed my mind, but I'm like, you know what? No, I don't think it should be quite on that level to where it could teeter into perfect. I think it should definitely stay in that amazing, awesome category. I absolutely agree with everything you've said. I 100% do. And I think of everything you've said, I think the packaging and wording of everything is probably the biggest thing for me. What I dislike more lime. Never in a million years. Never
said that ever.
Yeah, we've had this conversation. Never in our life.
When have I ever said this is too limey?
Stop adding lime. No, that won't be said. Other than me saying
Treat it
that
like
won't
the
be
cheese
said
at the Olive Garden. Keep that lime going, baby.
Exactly. And so I'm never going to complain about that. Do I think this has too little lime? Personally, I don't think it has too little lime. Again, pop a lime wedge in there. It's better.
Yeah.
So it's like it's such a weird concept for me to opinionate on it, and I think you objectify it better than I can. But I really like this beer, and additionally, like experiencing it on draft compared to this in bottle, where I'm like on draft I was like, oh yeah, it's pretty good, and then I had a bottle, I'm like, whoa, like I didn't get this salt flavor at all on draft.
Yeah.
So in bottle, I'm like, this is a whole new experience. This is amazing. I'm loving this.
With the margarita and everything.
Oh, that too. Yeah. And that was the other thing too, is after drinking the margarita, I'm like, salt is like next level. Yeah. Fuck yeah. Genius fucking idea there, buddy. It's such a great lager. I do wish it was a little more crisp. I'm with you on that. I don't dislike its, thank you. I don't dislike its texture.
Like, tell me the lime.
Yeah, we got a winner.
Just brighten.
Yeah, we got a winner. We got a winner right there. That's pretty fucking good. So yeah, if you buy Stone's Buenaveza, buy like 5 limes. Okay, You won't be disappointed.
No, but I want to circle back,
Please.
because I want to be Jen Psaki here with my Corona bomb, Psaki bomb.
Okay.
It feels really nitpicky for me to be like, oh,
Yeah.
there's not a lime here, I'm going to drop it down so much. Like, I can see how someone would see that as nitpicky.
Sure.
But this is why, like, our range is why first impressions matter so much, because you might get the Knicks drinking your beer, but you won't get me drinking your beer.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not a bad thing. Like, Nick might be your target audience, and I might not be your target audience.
Right.
But if you said best served with the lime wedge, Nick's not going to be mad about it, and I'm going to enjoy it more.
Exactly right.
And on like the flip side, the fresh squeezed IPA, the packaging is this juicy hop being squeezed, and it's just not very hoppy, and it's kind of a bland
It's
beer.
not hoppy at all.
And
It's a very malty beer.
and you've set this expectation that has just let us down so much. So this is like, we talk about it a lot, but it really is important to set the expectation and to set the tone before someone drinks a beer.
Yeah.
I do the same thing with my cocktails.
Yep.
You know, that's why I called the margarita a basic bitch. I'm like, I'm not dressing this bitch up, but I'm gonna make it really good.
Yep. It's perfectly well described
Because
in its name.
Because how I used to make margaritas, and I mean not used to, but like my preferred complex margaritas, like half mezcal, half tequila, and I might add like a jalapeno simple syrup. I'll really salt part of the rim, maybe a little bit of chipotle salt. I'll do all this complex stuff, and that's really great. But if I've served Nick that before and I'm like, hey, and he loves it, and I'm like, hey, you want a margarita? And I give him a basic bitch margarita. He's like, I thought,
you because like before,
where's the
and then
salt, and then
this one. No, it's good.
No, it's really good.
No, it's good.
I in my brain, I was here, and
you were gonna
here.
But
and
actually,
it's like, you really like this basic bitch margarita. You've been drinking a lot of them. You've now made several yourself. So it's not like he thinks the basic bitch margarita is bad. It's that he has an expectation now that's been fulfilled.
Levi's sole purpose from the beginning of of wanting to make this style of margarita was, it's hot and I want to drink a lot of these and be refreshed. Something easy, something light, and
something anyone can make.
Anyone can make it. And it's not going to break the bank necessarily. The tequila can push it, but outside of that, it's very basic ingredients. And again, you lay it out. You go, you hand it to me, and I go, what's this? And it said, I present to you the basic bitch margarita, and boom, expectations set, exceeded. And yeah, it's fucking great. And again, all those principles are just correct, where it's fucking great, it's refreshing, it's so easy to fucking make.
Your expectations are met, and
again exceeded.
Even exceeded. But I just want to hit the point. This is why expectations matter so much.
And they start with
when
how
you talk
it looks.
About beer.
It starts with what it's called. It starts with how you describe it. All of these things play into it. And I get, and especially when you have companies like Stone, you have companies like fucking Fuckboy Deschutes, you have not just a person, but you have a team probably. To that's their fucking job, is to do that.
And it is difficult. Like, I'm not saying it's easy because
But that's why it's people's jobs.
There's like countless times because anytime I go to a grocery store, I do two things. No matter what, I walk through the meat section and I walk through the beer section.
Yep.
I see if there's any like fantastic fucking cuts of steak that I have to buy.
And
and then I see if there's any like new beers I haven't heard of, or beer that looks interesting.
Yep.
Almost without fail, there's someone there in the beer section that's like looking down both sides of the aisle, looking confused because I could tell she's buying beer for her son and she's like overwhelmed. She doesn't know what beer to buy. And it's like, yo, you're selling to those people too.
Exactly.
And like, so if you don't create that experience, and I get like small brewers who can't, and trust me, I still buy your beer.
Yeah.
But it's like you're serving to people who don't know anything about beer. They couldn't even tell you the type of beer that they like.
They didn't know that there was different types, right?
Yeah, they don't even like beer in their minds.
Yeah.
But they might like beer if you said, "Hey, this is best served with the lime," and they're like, "Oh, I better get some limes."
I like that.
So I think it matters a lot. I really do.
Yep. Yeah. No, we come back to it every time. I mean, just to reiterate.
Oh, one more point because I've almost forgotten. Then I'll let you continue.
No, please. No, I mean, I'm just
also
reiterating.
Don't be afraid to add shit that makes your beer more enjoyable to you.
Yeah, we've gone through that, and we've had a handful of episodes where we just said, you know what, fuck it, because like even we've caught ourselves even kind of having that attitude, and we're like, no.
We're not purists.
No, this is a good idea, and it sounds like it'll taste good. Let's just fucking do it, you know? So, I mean, one of the coolest podcasts we had is like that smoking episode, and like with the fucking like peanut butter type.
Yeah, we did like
simple syrup-ish kind of thing.
Peanut
like,
butter simple, like stout, and then a
so
smoked.
Good. I don't even
porter?
fucking remember.
I think smoked porter.
Yeah,
I think
it was so fucking cool and like improved. Like some of it was weird, sure, but then like other parts of it improved it.
I didn't really like the smoked porter. I thought it was too smoky, but like it was cool. Fun to experience.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, don't be afraid to experiment with your beer or add beer to a cocktail if you think it sounds good. Like it's like the adding lime to this. Don't like think you're doing an injustice to a brewery by adding or altering their beer.
We went to a brewery that, though they had the 4 ingredients that technically made it a fucking beer, for fucking sake, if that just wasn't melted Jolly Rancher that we had at that brewery, I'm telling you, kids, holy shit, if it was just not Sour Patch and melted Jolly Ranchers that we drank that day. And I wasn't even mad about it. I'm like, not a beer. Like, it's a beer, but like, not a beer. But it's pretty tasty. It's just candy. It's liquid candy.
Way to make the second best segue of this episode. If you want to hear about that beer, you can actually check it out on our Pints episode. It's from Sig Brewing. I can't remember. It's called the Candy Chug Jug, actually. I can remember.
That is what it was called.
So I couldn't remember, but then it popped into my mind.
And you got it.
It's called Candy Chug Jug. So you can check that episode out. You can also check out our other episodes if you're interested in local Tacoma beer or wherever we happen to be filming at the time. It's a pretty cool series. You get to hear about beer and what we think of it in like less than 5 minutes. And if you're in the local area of that brewery, you can actually go and buy that beer, hopefully, and let us know how it is.
Yeah. Not sponsored by those breweries. We just want to get the word out about local breweries and their beer. Exactly. So,
other than that, see you on our next episode. Maybe it'll be less hot. Maybe it'll be more hot. Maybe Jeff Bezos will go back to space. We can only wait and find out.
That'd be hot.